Hello and a warm welcome to another edition of To The Point. Though the elections in the state of Uttar Pradesh are just a few months away, but the political parties have started flexing their muscles. It's the same state where Congress has remained in exile for 27 years. What is going to be the Congress game plan for the state of Uttar Pradesh, and has the entry of Sheila Dixit made a difference? Joining me now is Sheila Dixit herself, someone who is burning the midnight oil for Congress in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
Let me begin by asking you, ma'am, is this the toughest political assignment for you so far?
Yes, I would say that. It is most challenging and also very attractive because, we are hoping to improve our position. And if, in fact, many of us think that we are going to probably make the government because the others have been tried over these past 27 years. And UP, from being a state which was number one in this country, and a state which everybody envied and everybody wanted to go to, is today a state where even the basics are not there, So, it's a great challenge for a political party, for the Congress particularly so. And I think all congressmen, right from the worker up to the leaders, are all very charged up and they have a determination, and that determination comes from the people who are looking for a change.
But what has really changed for you? Because initially we were reading that you were very reluctant to enter the political fray in Uttar Pradesh. So from an initial reluctance to then saying no and now being pushed into the grueling electoral schedule, what has really changed for you and what is really changing the scenario?
No, in the beginning I was definitely very, very reluctant. But eventually I thought that if the people who take the decisions in our party felt that I could contribute something, whatever I may be, then I should not shy away from it. So I jumped into it. That's it.
There were also reports that the top leadership of Congress was mulling over the fact whether Rahul Gandhi should be made the chief minister or Priyanka Gandhi should be made the chief minister. Then apparently both of them didn't want to enter the fray, and then it was Prashant Kishore who insisted that no, Sheila Dixit should be the choice.
Look, Rahul Gandhi and I don't know about Priyanka because she is not really into politics per se, as we understand it. But Rahul Gandhi, I don't think ever aspired to be the chief minister of UP, and I don't think the party expects him to become a chief minister. We have far more expectations from him. He is the leader of the whole country. So I think this was just a feeling or just an assumption which had no basis.
But what is the current game plan of Congress, ma'am? If you look at, is the party trying to stitch together some kind of a rainbow coalition or some kind of a replication as what we saw in Bihar, some kind of a grand alliance, or has the party really decided that it will go alone?
At the moment we are going alone. Okay. You see, how it eventually comes out, I cannot predict just now because circumstances can change in a political scenario. But at the moment we are going all alone. There is no question of aligning with anybody. And we are aware that we have got three parties we are contesting against. But all those three at some point or the other in these past 27 years has been tried. Either they've been together or they've been apart, they've been tried. And their track record is very, very poor. You see, if you go to UP today, there are no roads at all. I was in Bulandshahr yesterday just to give you an example. The whole city is in a total ruin. There are just no roads at all, backbreaking traveling. There are no roads, there is no education, proper education. There is no safety. Law and order is a very, very big problem. Everybody feels insecure and all. Then the farmers are very upset because and in a very poor condition because they don't seem to have anybody looking after them or their requirements or their needs, or they are not paid for years on end. The sugarcane growers, for instance, for years on end. And there is neither the cities nor the villages are neither well connected nor even properly looked after. A city must look like a city, or a village must have accessibility. You'd be surprised to know it. I'll give you an example. I spent about 3 days in Banaras, and it's the Prime Minister's constituency. Not a thing has been done there. It's horrible, it's dirty, it's filthy, its roads are broken, it looks a tattered city, and it's supposed to be such a historical city for all.
But when you go to places like Varanasi, where at least the Prime Minister and BJP at least is projecting that there's a lot of work happening, but when a person like you goes there, what are you really telling the people? And another question which I would want to ask you is that why would the people want to vote for Sheila Dixit? Because they have already seen an example when Congress lost the elections in 2013 because of whatever reasons. But why would the people really vote when you go and ask for the votes? Why would people really vote for Congress?
No, they would vote for the Congress for two reasons, you see. One is, as I said, the experience of the past 27 years has been very, 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 very poor and very sad, and they are realizing that. And so they are looking for a change. And it's not that the Congress is completely out. You may not talk about it, people do not talk about it, but now they've started talking about it also. The second is that the combination that we have. I have been brought in there because I am a UP wala. I started my political career in UP. My in-laws, I married into a very illustrious family of freedom fighters in UP. My husband was an IAS officer from UP, so it's not that I'm not familiar with UP. But most importantly of all, the party probably thought that the work that I had done in Delhi, and please believe me when I say you are very young, so you probably wouldn't remember 15 years ago what had happened, or 16 years ago now. Delhi was in practically a similar situation. Delhi's roads were bad, there were no flyovers, there was no power. There's no power in UP either. There was no power in Delhi. You would get 7 hours, 8 hours of no powers at all.
But your association with Delhi has been so strong that people still consider you more as a Delhiite rather than a UP wala.
That doesn't make a difference, you see. UP is large enough and everything. And they will only consider me a UP wala after I've got an opportunity to show that I am a UP wala.
But ma'am, tell me, how credible would this report be when people say that you were projected as the Brahmin face of Congress, because Congress was in dire need of a Brahmin face, and no other face could have been better other than Sheila Dixit.
You see, you must remember, I'll start off by saying one thing. Please remember, Congress is not an exclusive party, it's an inclusive party. I just happen to be a Brahmin. The experience I have, plus being a Brahmin. And I can't help being a Brahmin because I am a Brahmin. So this was read out as, somebody who's a Brahmin who's come there and all the rest of it. Of course I am a Brahmin. I don't deny that. I'm proud to be one. But this is this thing. After all, Mr. Raj Babbar is from some other caste, Ghulam Nabi is from another religion, and Sanjay Singh is also from another caste, and so is Mr. Pramod Tripathi. So it was a collection of people who the High Command thought would make a good combination to be able to reach out to the people, and who all of us have experience.
But when a person like you talks about this combination of various castes, various religions being projected before the electorate of UP, people think that you've been a personality who's away from the caste factor totally.
Of course I am away. For me, everybody is important. In my whole family, we've got all kinds of castes and things, married and all, intermarried and all. So it has never played. But I happen to be a Brahmin, so everybody is talking of my being a Brahmin, which I cannot deny also. So it's being made out to be like that. But I think the reason why I was chosen or asked to come over there was because of the experience that we had in Delhi and how Delhi changed over the years. Delhi got metro, Delhi got CNG, Delhi got flyovers, Delhi is the best education, the best poverty alleviation programs, the best, I mean, it's one of the world's finest cities today. And so I think that was what really in politics and in governance matters more than anything else does.
But your detractors have also put one point of view, and that is that Sheila Dixit was brought into the political fray in Uttar Pradesh just because, you know, there was some kind of an insulation which was needed for the Gandhi family. Now, supposing if Congress doesn't do well, then Sheila Dixit, all the blame can be pinned on her. Would you really agree with what the detractors are saying?
No, no, I think this is a very narrow and very...
In fact, they say that she will be made the scapegoat. That is the word they are using.
I think this is a very narrow way of something. Somebody had to go there, and it just happens to be. If we do well, then the kudos will be with me as well as the Gandhi family. And if we don't do well, we'll all share it together. I think this is a very, very narrow and very short-sighted way of looking at the whole situation. I've been put there because probably the party high command, whoever it is, including the Gandhi family and all, they collectively thought that yes, this is one face that would be good. So I hope I'm able to live up to that. That's all I can say.
There were also reports that Congress is in touch with Ajit Singh's RLD, and some kind of an alliance probably could crop up.
These are just reports. Maybe you can, you know, in politics, even if you are not in the same party, you keep meeting people, talking politics, discussing things, but there is nothing substantial about it as yet, nothing at all. Until something happens, how can you just assume that because two people met or two leaders met that an alliance has been struck or not struck?
We will have to give it to you for one fact, and that is your entry has at least created a buzz in the state that look, here is a woman who developed Delhi and she's there out in UP. For whatever reasons, whatever your detractors are saying, I'm not going into the details of that, but you have managed to create a buzz with the help of Prashant Kishore, your party strategist. How is it really going to translate in terms of vote? What is the real number you are looking at currently?
Well, we are looking for an improvement, much, much more, you know. But I'll tell you very frankly, it's very difficult to say 6 months beforehand what is really going to happen. Look, nobody anticipated, for instance, what has happened to the Sapa, you know. So the situation has changed where Sapa is concerned. Where Mayawati is concerned, BSP is concerned, also the situation is somewhat changed in the sense that, you know, charges of corruption, money taking and people, you know, leaving because too much money is asked for and all that is coming out. Where the BJP is concerned, it hasn't taken off at all. So we as a party are really the ones who are active on the ground. And I can tell you one thing with all the honesty in me, that we are receiving a kind of a welcome and reception which we hadn't even foreseen. You know, people are just coming, and there are hundreds, there are thousands, you know, they're coming just to see, you know, we have got 2 buses traveling all over, and Rahul's is separate, and they're all getting tremendous response. And Rahulji's announcement about the farmers, every time we mention this, the 3 points that he has made for the farmers, you know, half electricity and and you know, waived off all the loans and plus, you know, pricing to be done in a more scientific manner of their goods that they produce. I mean, there are claps all over. And
so are you trying to say that apparently the party had forgotten these core issues which connected the party with the people?
Yes.
And now you're going back to the basics?
Yes, we've gone back, or we seem to be going back to the basics, so people are welcoming up. Okay. Or perhaps it could also be another thing that they've tried all the other 3 and found that UP has come down from number 1 to number 3, last 3 or 4 or something like that.
But if you look at the voter projections, they still say that it is Samajwadi Party or it's BJP which
I
are
think
clawing
the
for the
voters'
influence.
projections of whoever are doing it, I don't know who is doing it. Are they people who go to the ground? Do they know the ground story? Do they meet people? I mean, the youngsters I see in my this thing, just you know, just happy that there's the Congress has come. So do they do that? I don't know. Those people who sit here and project from television sets or, you know, television houses or, you know, What is their system of projections? I really don't understand.
How are you connecting with the young voters? Because Uttar Pradesh is a state where we have seen
Yes,
that
yes.
Mulayam Singh Yadav has passed on the baton to Akhilesh Yadav. The electorate is growing younger. So how are you really making a difference? And especially when you look at your team,
Please
there
remember.
are also Sanjay Singh, Raj Babbar, they are not very young.
No, 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 no. Please remember one thing. Young people, I can show you a lot of messages on my telephone. Young people like to have the security of older people. And so there's no difference between. This is a difference that has been created by some political thinkers. Okay, you know, the young are different and they only want the young, you know, and the old are out or anything like that. I don't think in reality this is really
But
so.
on the ground, how are you appealing the youths?
I don't know, but they come. There must be something which makes them come, because they are there in very large numbers. So I can't say it's because of me or this thing, but all that I can say is that I don't find any difference. They're not saying, oh, somebody who is so much older than us has come here. I don't find that feeling at all, and I say it with all the sincerity of my heart. In fact, if you're young, you sometimes look at somebody who's got experience, you know, may be able to put things right. When you're in trouble or I'm in trouble, I look at my mother. The first thing I do is run to my mother or to my father. You don't run to your granddaughter or your daughter. So this is nature, this is the law of evolution, shall I say. So if you're old and sick and unable to do anything, then it's a different matter. But otherwise, your experience is respected.
There are a lot of expectations from Priyanka Gandhi for the state of Uttar Pradesh. What is her exact role in this election? Because no official pronouncement has been made for the party, but yes, it's very clear that probably she is going to campaign across the state apart from Raebareli and Amethi, which conventionally she has been doing. So what is going to be her exact role?
You see, it's difficult to say. She has to decide, you see, what role she would like to play, whether she would like to step out and take the wider land called Uttar Pradesh and not confine herself only to the two constituencies you have mentioned. And I think she will take a decision sooner than later. And this is something the workers want, the people want, all of us want, would like her to come, because she is a very, very attractive and a very shrewd politician, you see. She's a mature politician. So everybody would like her to come, but the decision has to be hers.
Who is going to be the real game changer? Is it going to be Sheila Dixit? Or is the real game changer going to be Priyanka Gandhi for UP?
Well, the game changer is going to be all of us put collectively. And if Priyanka Gandhi comes, quite obviously, she's going to be the biggest game changer. But it's too early to say.
Is it true that your party strategist Prashant Kishore now is actually holding the strings and he's a real key to UP election success story?
No. Please remember, we are the face of the Congress. Congress workers, Congress leader are the face of the Congress. He is a strategist. He might say, please go to Allahabad and not to Varanasi. Or he might say, well, you must go to Varanasi 5 times over. This is the kind of strategy that he does. Or please, or he makes a slogan, like the slogan, 27 Saal Uttar Pradesh Behal, is something that he has made. So he's a strategist, he's a professional strategist. We are political. So we act according to what we, how we can connect with people. And that is our job. That job he doesn't tell us, please.
But there were reports that, he's trying to help Congress in also stitching up some kind of an alliance, which obviously has not been officially pronounced by the party, but he knows the people much more than the senior leadership knows.
It's not a closed door.
Okay.
But nothing is happening right now.
So you see him as a strategist, or you see him as a real politician who's actually holding the strings?
I see him as a strategist. He's given good strategy, like for instance, going around meeting all the people, all the cities and crossing the villages of the UP has helped a lot us to connect with the people and for the people to connect with the Congress. Now that's his strategy, But the work is ours. It's not Prashant Kishore who stands there and says what is there. And we are the ones who know the Congress. We are the ones who could talk about the Congress. We are the ones who could say that of the 70 years or 72 years of independence, 60 odd years have been run by the Congress party all over the country. So Congress has a history. It has a very, very glorious history of growth and development and bringing the country, keeping the country together.
But there were reports that probably Priyanka Gandhi will be announced as a chief ministerial candidate. There were reports saying this round that probably this could happen. Now that your name has officially cropped up as the chief ministerial candidate, again I would go back to the same question as to what role is going to be for Priyanka Gandhi.
Look, I tell you one thing, as you said,
because the political analysts, the observers, everybody is saying that it's a situation where you cannot predict what Priyanka Gandhi really is going to do for this election.
Look, I'll tell you one thing. This is an assumption. This is what is called political gossip.
Okay.
That goes on. You see, political gossip is carrying on, and they can make anything. When you're gossiping, you can just about think of anything. Till something happens in politics, it's all talk now.
So it's just a talk which you're saying.
It is talk, and it's a desire.
Okay.
People, as I said, people in the Congress do want her. They do want her. But the decision has to be taken by her.
But when she's going to...
When she's going to take,
that's a million-dollar
question. Nobody can assume. Okay. I can't assume, certainly.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm going to use a term called method to madness, which, people are comparing state of Uttar Pradesh with Punjab. And then they're saying that, Congress has a method to madness in which the style in which they are operating in UP. For example, Congress at the moment seems to have put all the eggs in the UP basket, and Punjab looks very ignored. The top leadership is not going to Punjab at all, or maybe sooner or later they would be doing it, but they have put all the eggs in UP basket. Would you agree?
No. Please remember, UP is a much, much larger state and requires different kind of attention. Punjab requires a different kind of attention. Punjab is being attended to as much as UP is in proportion to their requirements.
People say that everything has been left to Amrinder Singh over there in Punjab at the moment.
No, so what? If the High Command has a confidence in Amrinder Singh, after all, and he's got his people working with him. I think it's the media which is ignoring Punjab more than we are. Okay. The media is just focused on UP. But I don't think so. This is not true at all.
But I would like to share with you a little story which I heard from one of Prashant Kishore's teammates, and officially off the record he said that that we are not even looking at the party is not looking at sweeping the elections. Our target is to force some kind of a hung verdict with some 100 seats. That is the seat projection which they are looking at. So when the party strategists themselves have started talking in a manner that we're just looking at about 100 seats, where the state has about 403 seats, is it not like talking about a battle which has already been lost?
No. I don't think so at all. I don't know whoever has given you this idea. This is a possibility.
Okay.
So when you go into politics or into any battle, you look at all the possibilities. So you say it could be a hung assembly, or it could be an assembly with a full mandate to one of the parties. So these are options. Being a strategist, being a party, being an organization which strategizes, looks at all options. That's all there is to it. But that option hasn't come around as yet. There are 6-8 months to go as yet. And let's see how it develops. As I said, BJP has not even started as yet.
But who is enemy number one for Congress? And for you as well?
No. I would say that all of them are, we are going to contest against all. So there are three enemies in front. BJP is there, SAPA is there, and BSP is there. So all three have to be treated. The treatment may be different, or what we talk about BSP would be different from what we talk about BJP and so on. That strategy is there. But otherwise all three, when you're fighting a battle, you're fighting battle with 3 other people.
But what is going to be the real story for Congress when we see Rahul Gandhi holding Khat Sabhas and Kisan Mahayatras? Some 200 rallies are being talked about. At least And he has started much earlier than what the other political parties are doing and actually implementing on the ground. So what is the real Congress story? What are you really targeting at? You must be having a certain number in
We're
your mind.
targeting at votes, and we are targeting at votes to be able to make a government. That's our main aim. So we are doing whatever is required for people to get the confidence that is the government, it's the Congress which rules well, it looks after, it's an inclusive party, looks at everybody, it's not divided into caste or creed or religion or language or anything like that it wants the development of Uttar Pradesh. That's the message we are selling very clearly, very, very, very clearly.
But the narrative, the political narrative which is being fashioned at the moment is on the basis of caste and development or only development?
No.
What is it for Congress?
For it is development, peace, prosperity. Peace, I am saying, because law and order is terrible in UP. I mean, you have yet to come across a state which has got, law and order the way it is there. Development, everything is development. If you look at all the old developed cities like Kanpur or Banaras or this place, Kannauj and all that trade has finished, It hasn't, trade hasn't grown there, industry hasn't grown there. Sugar mills, practically in every third or fourth district you find sugar mills have closed down. So you need development, and for development you need progress, you need, to give opportunities to young people to be able to get jobs. Poor UP walas have to go out to get their jobs. They need to do it there. So within UP, development has to take place. Without development, where will you go? Your universities are not as good as they ought to be. Your hospitals are not adequate enough. So what is it that you have done in these 27 years?
And you are promising that development to the people.
Of course, because UP was one of the best developed states. Please don't forget it gave 4 or 5 prime ministers to this country.
Ma'am, one last question before I wind up. At 78 years, you're completing 78, and people say that you are the Devanand of politics. What keeps you on the toes?
Couldn't they think of a woman? Why do they have to compare me with Devanand?
They call you Devanand of politics.
Well, this is something I've never heard before. This is the first time I'm hearing it, and I don't know whether to feel complimented or to feel somewhat being. But anyway, I'm working, and I will work as long as I can. The moment if you can be 35 years old or 50 years old and feel, unwell and not do it. And I took up this challenge primarily because I thought that I could manage it, I may not be sprinkling all over, but I've got experience and I have got the will and above all the passion to be able to serve the...
But you do regret the time that probably if you would have not entered the UP fray, you would have landed yourself writing an autobiography or playing with your grandchildren?
I don't have enough grandchildren to play with. I've got 2 granddaughters and they are both away. So I play with myself and my friends, I have lots of them. I keep doing something, I read a lot and I'm writing also. So that would have been...
So all I can say at the moment is, ma'am, wish you loads of energy for UP.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So that's it on this episode of To The Point. See you next time with another personality. Goodbye and thanks for watching.